Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the High Noon Hour on XP Network. I'm Jason Horonsky, CEO of the company. I'm here with Dwight Cenac, creator of High Noon, the board game, and High Noon Game Inc. Before we get started and go full in with Dwight, I want to remind you, sign up below. There's a QR code. You can get 100 High Noon XP that can be spent on the High Noon store on Shopify or on the Universal XP Network store. So yeah, don't forget to sign up. Stay till the end. And Dwight has given permission to do a 1,000 bonus XP wheel spin. Yeah, exactly. Normally we do 500 for these. Dwight's like, no, let's do 1,000 bonus XP. If you don't know what XP is, that gets you credit off of the price of board games and card games and collectibles and everything on the platform, tickets to things. And check out our Universal XP store. There's going to be constantly new affiliate products on there and cool promotional items. And I think we're going to have a Switch 2 up there if we don't already. A lot of cool things. So get your XP and spend it. There's going to be Q&A at the end of this too, so be sure to put your questions in the chat. And otherwise, without further ado, Dwight, tell us about yourself, what you do. Tell us about High Noon, the board game.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Dwight Cenac, the creator and founder of High Noon Game Inc., which is the umbrella for High Noon Game. When I'm at conventions, I make a big claim, and so that's what I'm going to make here, and I'm happy to prove it, though usually I have a table with the game on it to prove it, so I've got an arm behind my back on this one. But High Noon is the fastest game to learn, the funnest game to play, and the most replayable game in the universe. You'll never play the same game twice, ever. And me as a publisher, I'm the most transparent and the most accessible publisher in the universe. And actually, I'm already going to disprove myself because we had a conversation once upon a time where I was proving this, and you were like, oh yeah, I do that too. And I was like, oh, do you want to go do karate in the garage? So I'm the second most accessible game publisher in the universe.
I would say we can call it even, otherwise we'll have to have a duel.
Hey, we could do it at High Noon.
We could. So this is the High Noon Hour.
Yeah. So so going into all right. So it's all these things, but what is it? What is it, Dwight? I ask myself. So High Noon is poker meets chess in the wild, wild west. It's like chess because every player has a team of guys. The guys are all unique, and they move on a little grid that's made of squares. And it's like poker because there's no dice in High Noon. When it comes to victory or defeat, it's all on the cards. So every team of guys, as we call them posses, has a unique deck of cards specifically to that posse. And that's what you're playing at each other. And I don't know what cards you have. You don't know what cards I have until it's time to pew pew. And then we just start flinging cards at each other. That is the spirit of High Noon. Hurt the ones you love, and while they're on the ground crying in agony, you insult them in Western slang. But that's basically fundamentals. There you go. Poker and chess in the Wild West.
That's awesome stuff. Always love having, I would say, fellow publishers on here, even though I haven't published a game since 21. But how long have you been working on this? Tell me a little bit about the history.
So I started working on High Noon, and I'm gonna drop the act now, and let's just get into the grit. I was working on High Noon about 10 years ago. Had a little dream, and it kind of materialized into an Excel spreadsheet and a Word document and some sloppy Google images. And then from there kind of evolved into, unique artwork and into a game. And that game was horrible. The very first game we played of it was like 9-hour slog fest. That was not fun at all. And at the time, one of my colleagues, I'd played with him, his wife, and their kids, and I know that she could see like the disappointment on my face. Like she knew that I knew, and she just came to me and she's like, there's a game in here. Don't give up. So I went back to the drawing board and did a bunch of just kept working on it. And in 2021, so about 5 years ago, we launched a campaign. And there's a story behind that, but I'm not going to get into it. But we launched that campaign, funded it, and fulfilled it. And so we've been in the market as High Noon, growing the product line, expanding the fan base, getting our presence out there for the last 5 years. So that's where we're at.
Beautiful, beautiful story. I love seeing people get into publishing. It is a trial by fire type of job because other than the book you wrote, which we'll shout out here a little bit, um, there's not like a class on how to publish board games. People have tried this. There's not like it's not a degree that you go after. It's not really a typical career path that you go after. You kind of just decide I really like making games, or I really want to make a game, and then I need to come up with money and a plan and
Yeah.
fulfillment and printing and production, and there's a lot to it. And I have a lot of respect to anybody that does take the dive in. Anyone can do it, but it is a lot of work, and to do it right is very hard. So, yeah, kudos to you. Love the game. I also see you have an exclusive XP mini up.
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have the cyborg from the future version of Colonel Rogers. He's one of the characters in the starter set. And so this is kind of like our first like vanity reskin mini. It's and this is the thing, like everything about High Noon, like I have my hands on. So that mini, I am physically printing in a 3D printer that is dangerously against everybody's judgment and advice in the room with me right now. so so those are made to order minis. I did some print run. I did a test print of it. It's great. And actually, I've got my 3D modeler doing some tweaks to it. But it's a cool little mini of the main villain of the High Nooniverse in a cybernetic cyborg kind of armor future stuff, which it alludes to the expansiveness of the High Nooniverse. Like it is a cowboys and Indians style game, but there's a lot of other avenues that it expands to, depending on what kind of game you want to experience.
I like the High Nooniverse. That's pretty catchy.
You got to trademark everything in this industry. You got to make it your own. Yeah, I think actually, because otherwise, somebody will steal it. And to that point, I'm pretty sure my godbrother came up with that word, and I stole it from him. Yeah. So, but it's now the case of exactly. Yeah. Take it from me, or I'll take it from you.
Oh, there it is. It's just like the Wild West. So where does one go to purchase your game?
So you can go one can go to or many. Okay, many can, and I would prefer many. Can go to Amazon and search for High Noon the board game, or you can hit up our web store. It's shop.highnoongame.com. You can get all the stuff there. There are some local retailers in various places that have the game. We're still building out kind of our local retail network. But we do have some places in Oregon. So I think we got some. We got places all over the place. I'm not going to go into specifics because I will forget one and then they'll be offended. So I'm going to stop at Oregon. We definitely have one in Oregon. And then, but yeah, check it at your friendly neighborhood game store. And if they don't have it, then say, hey, why don't you have it? And then give them my information and I will get it to them. And then you can get it from them.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And one of the easiest ways to get things is through the XP Network store links. So if you go to XP Network, check out High Noon, you can earn your XP right now. So it pops up right at the top of your wallet. And then you can use the XP to get a discount on it. So that's even better.
Look at that. I'm a terrible co-host. I should have led with that.
Well, it's just a Shopify link. So yeah, your main Shopify stores and any partner Shopify stores is linked straight through XP Network. It looks like it's on our store, but it just goes to the affiliate stores. So you get to see featured items posted up, and then it'll bring you right to the official publisher store. And on that, we also have news, and it looks like you have some upcoming events potentially.
Well, if we do, I didn't make them. So that's actually, I hope we do. We have a brand ambassador program. I call it the brand deputy program. And basically my brand deputies are all enrolling in XP Network, which I was brought into this whole community because of one of my brand deputies who was like, you need to check out this platform. So we do have a couple of brand deputies that are doing events at various places. So, get to know them, get to know those people. They're eager to teach you how to play. We do have an event that is on the website, and that's more to showcase the achievements that you can get by playing High Noon through the XP platform. So definitely check out that event because it has a whole list of cool achievements.
I'm going to say you guys probably have the coolest achievement set up on that event. So if you go to that what's the High Noon event called? Maybe Shane can post it in here somewhere in the chat.
It's called the Achievement Trail.
Well, there you go. Achievement. I mean, that makes perfect sense. But some of the achievements you have in there, it reminds me of like all the achievements you can get in a AAA video game have been put into your board game, which is amazing. So now you can go play and get those. And so how do you become one of these deputies to go out and promote the game?
So the best way to do that would be join our Discord, which I think a link to our Discord server is in the Achievement Trail event page. And then, shoot me a message on there. And my name on our Discord group is Zeitgeist. So just shoot a message on there or just comment, "Hey, I want to be a deputy," and I'll link up with you. We'll have a conversation, learn a bit about you. You learn a bit about us, and then if it's a fit, we go through the onboarding process and we put a star on your vest.
Beautiful.
Bob's your uncle.
That's awesome. So yeah, if you guys want to go out and promote the game, get a community going in any of these stores or new stores, this is a great time to go get a new store onboarded and get a play group. Go check it out. Sign up through the event. That's I guess the easiest way right now. Get on the Discord. And we kind of talked about it a second ago, but so you have a book you wrote about being an indie publisher. So what would you advise other creators that are out there that want to make a board game?
Oh man, don't. I'm just kidding. Just teasing. Just teasing.
It is work.
It's a lot of work. So this is the answer that I give to. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna give two answers, and neither of which I think anybody's really going to immediately appreciate. But I hope one day they do. I hope one day they look back and go, "Oh, I get it. I understand." Yeah. And man, I really wanted to address something about the deputy program.
Go back. We'll come back to it.
Advice number one: stick to your guns. Answer the original questions. I was gonna say before I give that advice, okay, little teaser over here. I'm gonna give you the advice, but before I do, I did want to point out one of the things about, because I really love the XP network and what it's about, and I want to get as many people on this platform as possible. So deputies who run events at anywhere and enroll new users into you got to do a demo of High Noon, but you're going to do a demo of High Noon through the methods of the XP network. And in doing so, you're going to be enrolling new members, new users in the XP network. And what I'm giving away to deputies when they do that is 250 XP for every new and unique sign up. So the more people that you do demos with and enroll into the XP network, which grows this whole community for everybody, it grows it for you guys, for me, for other publishers. We're gonna pay you out for that 250 XP, and that goes a long way. Towards whatever you want. So I didn't want to leave that. I didn't want to kind of forget about that.
That's actually a big deal because you can get a play group of 4, 10 friends, whatever it is you play with in your typical game group, and that can add up to 1,000 XP super fast. Right away, yeah. Anyone watching that doesn't know what XP does, it is just store credit. It's dollars off of your purchase or euros off of your purchase. That every publisher and retailer provide you. So it's directly to your store, and then obviously our universal store. So yeah, it's got value. It's pretty cool, and the fact that you're giving 250 out is awesome. We also have an escalation achievement that will be given in access in the back end to publishers and retailers that qualify for it on their membership level, and that's a cool one too. We already do it for referrals. So if you're referring a friend, we have like an automatic, like scan this QR code. You guys can do it right now. Actually, it's in your profile, anyone watching, and everyone you refer, you get 10 XP just for referring them right now. And as you get more, that XP grows. So I think it's like after the first 3, you get more XP, and then after 5, you get more XP, and after 10. And so you like level up achievements, and you can do that with any type of achievements. You can have leveling achievements, which is super cool. But you guys are given the most for a referral that I've seen, which is great.
Well, I mean, you got to put in the work on the field if you want the crops to grow. you
True.
know, and
True too.
so it's worth it to me if the community grows in here and we all, you know, that rising tide. So I'm happy to hear it, and hopefully it inspires more publishers to step it up and, you know, start giving more away. I do have a thing where like I hate money. I hate having it, and so
Oh,
I
that's the
just
worst.
just give it away for some reason. So there is that. That is not the advice that I would give to a publisher, but yeah, that is advice of mine. So yeah, so as far as advice, I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
I just said you guys give out a lot of XP
No,
for
no, I mean the question about the advice. Like,
oh, going
what would
back
be
to
one
yeah, tell
advice?
me about let's see what I just missed it. You how do you advise other creators out there that want to publish their own indie board game or start getting into the board game industry? Because you have a book about it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I have a book. It's called Game Changer. And I wrote it as kind of like a book that I wish that was there when I got into this industry. It would have, I mean, I would have approached so many things differently, but you know, I probably wouldn't even have the book if I didn't go through all this stuff. The book itself is not a book that you want to buy if you're like, how do I make a board game? Like, what factories do I go to? Like, that is not what this book is about. So I know I said I had two pieces of advice. I already forgot what one of those was, but the most important one that I was going to give you is board games. No, I remember what it was. Okay. I don't actually give, I actually have adopted a new practice of not giving advice, because when people come to, because everybody has a different walk of life from everybody else, including me. So like if I were to give somebody advice and they're like, well, he told me I should do this, like, yeah, that advice worked for me because, or applied to me because of my daily life. But if you follow that advice, that might like destroy you, you know? It might work out great, who knows? But like you like your life might not be aligned with that. So the last thing I want to do is give advice in that way. And I'm sure somebody out there is listening to this and like, well, how can you say that if you literally wrote a book about advice? You know, so what a game changer is it's a set of core principles. And if I were to give it any advice whatsoever, it would go directly to that, which is um, you board games is just like anything else. You're not special because you want to make a board game. Okay, you just like somebody's not special because they want to make a T-shirt, or they're not special because they want to make I don't know, a beautiful piece of art. Like that thing is special, but like if you want to get that into the marketplace and get people to buy it and you build a business around it, you are not special. That there's no wheel that you are inventing to be successful in that. The wheel for successful business already exists. And when you go into this, you need to make you need to make one decision of two options. Are you doing this for you as a passion project where you're going to just make this for you and maybe a couple of your friends? Or are you doing this as a long-term sustainable, viable business model that will pay, you know, that will pay your mortgage, feed your family, and scale to an empire that makes other games or what have you? Yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at it as like, do you want to have a job as a game designer with somebody? And in which case, I can't help you with that. I don't know. You either got it or you don't. I don't know what to tell you. But for a publisher, like somebody who's like really thinking about being a publisher, understand that what you're actually really thinking about is, do you want to start a business? And if you want to start a business, there's two types of business people. There's entrepreneurs and there's CEOs. Okay. And one can become the other, but the other one cannot become this one. It's like going from dial up to cable and back and forth. You can't do it.
I agree totally with that. I would
Yeah.
say I started as an
No,
entrepreneur
you're
and
good.
a
Yeah.
hustler selling stuff. Like, I mean, my background was like selling anime VHS, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Warhammer, straight from Games Workshop, like everything you could think of. And I love minis games, by the way. So it's nice to have more minis. And then now I'm a CEO, right? So, but the entrepreneur spirit is why I'm a CEO. But
Yes. Right. Yeah.
going the other way, I agree. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
CEOs that are hired for big companies that are only really good at being a CEO. They're managing the CFO and the COO and all the corporate structures, but they may have never built a business from scratch, which is what an entrepreneur does. It is really a lot of bootstrapping. It's just you got to get it done, you figure it out, and you just keep figuring it out.
And that's really the spirit of the entrepreneur. But for scalability and sustainability, you need the discipline of the CEO. And that's why I mean, you can disagree with this. I'm sure many people will, but or you may agree with it, but like entrepreneurial spirit is like that fuel, that spark, right? It's spark that gets you going. But that's all it is. Beyond that, like it does not, it's not the flame that burns forever. It's the spark that starts the fire. The fire is being a CEO. And if you want to be successful as an indie game publisher, the same is true of that as is true of anything else. You have to go in thinking like a CEO. And that's not something that you can be like, oh, well, I am. It's like, no. You have to learn how to do that. Like there's discipline, principle practices, there's SOPs, there's core values. There's a whole way of doing things that is like how business is done. And it's better to, if I was to give any advice, I would say, don't make any board game until you've structured the like core foundations of the business that would be making the board game, because that's really what you're making. And it sucks to say, because I know that if somebody's asking the question, they really want to just get to making the board game. Like that's what they're wanting to do, but you can't. It's like building a house without foundation. Like you may enjoy the house for like 2 seconds before it falls over. So yeah, that is the advice I would say is like, think about the business first, think like a CEO. And if you find yourself saying, well, how do I do that? Well, there's a book called Game Changer on Amazon that I wrote that kind of helps with that. So there
I think you nailed it, because when I have my CEO hat on, which I do today, foundation is definitely the most important thing when you're starting a business and you've never done it before. There's a lot of education, and education costs money, whether you pay it in college or you pay it on the streets figuring it out.
Right.
And it's not just SOP. There's so much documentation and paperwork to run a business properly. You need roadmaps, you need burn rates, you need potential investments, you need a 10-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 1-month plan, a 6-month plan. And you need to know your tax codes heavily. You need to know your company structures, like what's the difference between an LLC and an Inc. and LLP and every other type of business, sole proprietorship, whatever. There's so many things. What state do you even? Are you opening?
Oh, you're just saying that. Yes. Yeah.
No. It's a decision. Are you going to do Wyoming because of personal protections? Are you going to do Delaware?
You want to do in Delaware? Yeah.
Are you going to do Texas, Florida, Wyoming because of taxes? It's there. Or do you want the population of California or New York? Do you want that prestige as well? But it comes with expense. There's so many things to consider from the ground level before you should even talk about making a game as a business. Making a game for fun, go do it anytime. Go on Tabletop Simulator, get your friends to play, test your game, maybe even kickstart a game and just do it once, and it's not your business.
Right.
And that you'll get a lot of trial by fire that way for sure. But yeah, running it the right way. It took me 28 years to learn what I learned or know today, and I am learning every single day. And I wear both hats, right? So it is a lot, and I wouldn't say that to scare people, because I love it. I see the board game business, or any business really, including the tech business I'm in right now around board games and tabletop games and video games, as like playing like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Civilization, or like, to me, they're like, you're doing a strategy game and you're building an empire, like you said, and it's a lot of fun, and you get these really cool opportunities as a CEO and an entrepreneur that you just don't get as a 9-to-5 job. The fact that like I got to work with Disney and Fox and Warner Brothers and Toho and all the anime companies and Bandai, and like just to publish their games was a blast. I also made a bunch of my own IP. shout outs to Drew from Norse Foundry because we're in a Western theme show today. I mean, we even made Las Vegas playing card decks that I've never released that I'll probably do as drops on XP Network. There might be a surprise drop today that's only 100 XP, so everyone here can get one. Shane, I'm going to give you 7 different completely unreleased poker decks just because it's today. I'm only going to do one of each deck up. So if you have 100 XP, which you will earn if you just scan below right now, you get 100 free XP. And you can either use it on the High Noon store or on the affiliate store, the XP official store. We've got the Wizard of Oz, Edgar Allan Poe, Alice in Wonderland, and Dragons. Those are our 3 decks, multiple colors. It's a partnership with Norse Foundry. Not technically Norse Foundry. Me and Drew, the owner of Norse Foundry, made Las Vegas playing cards years ago. We actually have decks we never released, never kickstarted, never did it. I just have pallets of cards, and they're completely top secret right now. So
where can people find these unique decks of cards?
They don't exist anywhere, but they're about to be on our affiliate store on XP Network. Only one copy of each.
I'm looking, I'm like, man, I got 110 XP right now.
You might have enough XP to get them. Yeah, you might be able to jump in there. So Shane will put them up. I'm not going to tell anyone when, but they'll be up like tonight or tomorrow. So you're going to have to check in. And when you see a deck, one of one, and it'll be sold out. But I'm inspired because we're talking about making products, and poker cards are not necessarily the hardest thing to make. But it's a great test into printing and laying things out for a printer, producing things, fulfilling things. But if you are interested in getting into making games and you want to enter that space, it is a great community for one. The publisher owners that I know are very friendly with each other. I don't see this industry like very cutthroat at all. It definitely is like we want to lift everybody up together. It's what XP Network's all about too. But all of our publishing partners, like they will work with other publishers. And don't be afraid of the bigger publishers that have been around for a decade or more. They want to help you too. They love seeing new publishers come in with cool ideas and make their dreams a reality because we're all so creative in this space. So it's really cool. And yeah, definitely check out the book. What's the book called again? I'm going to go order it too.
Oh, no. It's called Game Changer. If you look up Dwight Cenac Game Changer, you'll find it on Amazon.
Amazon Books. Make a note to myself because I want to read your opinions on this because I have a lot of opinions. Like you said, don't give too much advice, but like how much margin should be is such a big deal. I did a gamma presentation on this a while back with Lauren from Catalyst a couple gammas ago. I don't remember. I think it was the one before the COVID crazy gamma expo where nobody was there. But my margins that I've always pushed for are kind of ridiculous in terms of cost compared to like many people in the industry, but it's pushing for that quality with the price point that's affordable for everybody is probably what set us apart from most companies and gave us longevity as Jasco games back in the day. And I always aim for a minimum 10x of cost, and that's going to sound super greedy, but when you think about it, you're not actually getting 10x on MSRP almost ever. You can sell direct to consumer, and a lot of people do. You guys do a lot of direct to consumer. Kickstarter is that way. I see Kickstarter more of a pre-order service. Yeah. But if you're going into international fulfillment, it gets cut down instantly because you're going, 45 to 55% off to retail. And then your distributors need a 20% margin below that. And you might have a middleman that distributes to your mass market like Excel or MJ Holding that goes to Target and Walmart and everybody else. Then there's another cut. So that 10x of your cost, by the time you're done and you're selling to your biggest markets, you're making like 3x maybe.
Yeah.
And then we had our own warehousing and full staff and graphic design teams and design teams and sales teams and everything else. And so overhead has to be built into that as well. Your yearly overhead. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to what a game costs to make versus what a game actually costs to make, which is not the same.
Yeah, and I think I want to say that I did mention that I did dedicate a piece of a chapter in the book to the mentality of taking people's money, because they're one of the reasons. Like I remember when, and I'm gonna try to stay like way above the politics of the situation, but like when the tariff thing happen, and everybody's freaking out because, oh no, and the narrative, like the line that everybody was saying it, like the gray NPCs, was the margins are razor thin, the margins are razor thin, and I was like they're razor thin because you made your margins razor thin. Why did you do that? And I get it that there's some level of like lack of control over it, but I could be Dr. Filling way into left field, but I think one of the key elements of why margins are razor thin is because, like, somewhere, some point in time, society started telling people that they should feel icky about making money, like just taking people's money. And the thing that people need to understand is value. Like, I don't want to go too deep into saying value is subjective, but at the same time, like, people will pay literally anything. They will give you any amount of money that you ask for, so long as you do one thing for them, and they will be so happy about it. It doesn't matter how much money they give you, as long as you do this one thing. And if you do this one thing, no matter how much money you took from them, you could have taken a badillion dollars from them and put them into a life of debt and destitute, and you would still be moral and ethically in the right place. And but you got to do this one thing. You ready for what it is? It's solve their problem. Okay? If you solve their problem, they will pay you whatever you ask for, and that's good. That's okay, because now they are solving your problem. You see how that works? You solve their problem, they solve your problem. That's two problems solved. That's a world with two less problems in it. You literally made the world a better place 2 times over by charging literally whatever the heck you wanted to solve a problem for a person. Now, if your game doesn't solve the person's problem, well, that's a problem with your game, and you should figure out how to solve their problem. But if you figure that out, and I'll land the plane here, I promise. Like, if you figure out how to solve somebody's problem, you can charge a rate that generates that, as you said, 10x investment. My target, personally, I don't invest in anything that doesn't do at least 6. And my where I've found myself landing, at least out the gate, is 8x. And as you said, we don't get that. We don't walk away with that. But what that does do, just so everybody knows, Dwight Cenac, just like everybody here in this conversation, is not actually pocketing all that money. That money goes to specific things. And one of those things is unexpected crises. So, like, when I brought over my 5,000 starter sets from China during the COVID container crisis, I ate the cost of the container, of the additional cost of the container, while literally everybody else was, oh, we can't do it. We got to take more of your money. I mean, we raised $8 trillion from you guys, and we just, economy of scale, couldn't make it work. So we're going to have to take even more of your money. And everyone's like, okay, yeah, give me your money. Take our money. So they would take your money. We didn't take your money. You know why? Because we had the margins. We worked it out. Then when the stuff finally got it got to the Suez Canal, and that stupid person on the boat crashed their boat and blocked all the other boats.
You had a great timing on yours.
By the time, I know, it was unexpected incidentals. Who could have planned this? By the time the container arrived, after being delayed and overcharged and all that, the government had changed the customs fees, the way they did customs. So what we had budgeted for customs was now like not even half of what it was actually going to cost. So where's that money come from, Dwight? Where are you going to come up with $25,000? Are you going to go to Kickstarter and tell all your backers, I'm sorry, we raised $8 quadrillion from you and we need another $50,000 to give you the thing you already paid? No, we paid for it out of our margins, and then out of a little other money that we, had in our pocket from other things that we do, because it was the right thing to do, and also because we had the margin to pay for it. So, like, yeah, I went on a tangent there, but like, that's why we shoot for high margins, so we don't have to then come back to you and overcharge you over time.
There's a key to these too. Your margins only count if you sell out of that product. So when you're calculating a print run or a production run, if that's assuming it's toys or something, it's not print. if you don't sell 100%, you can't make a 10x or an 8x or a
That's
6x.
true.
Like, you can make a negative, massive margin because you sold one game out of 10,000, right? So there's a lot of factors to this,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's all the middlemen, it's all the unknowns. Like you said, you could have a COVID crisis or tariff crisis or any other crisis and be completely out of luck. But if you plan ahead and you have at least a standardized margin where you are expecting the unexpected, yeah, you're going to live a little bit of a less stressed life. And I have a great segue for this because like the chat is actually really liking this.
Are they?
Um,
All right, good. Thank God. I can't see it.
Jack says this conversation is amazing. Strike Central says, "Word up, Dwight," and like your hats. He also says, "How much to put me into high noon?" So speaking of solving that problem, I knew this was a great segue. So what would it take to get a player into the game?
$1 million.
Well, there's a
Actually,
player.
we did do. I have an answer that's not an answer. I don't have an answer for that yet. We did try that out once with a guy who he was like a war hero. He'd been blown up like five. He's like survived like 6 IEDs. He's like
Mhm.
legendary for this. And so I created a character for him in the game where like he was immune to all explosions. This
Oh, wow.
particular character. And I think he like back in the day, back then, I think we did like a $3,000 like a $3,000 to be forever memorialized in the game. But it's difficult to say because it's not just me being in the board game. It's like if I do a mold sculpt of you, which is like the mini would be cheap. That's easy. You give me a picture of you and I have a 3D artist, figure that out. But then I have to send that to a factory and they have to make a mold for that miniature. And they're like, that mold can actually fit like 9 other miniatures on it. So if I just did you, I've just wasted like
Yep.
five grand in just in tooling. So I have to figure out what other minis am I going to put in that. Those minis cost money. There's materials for that thing. And then there's this thing called minimum order quantity. It's very high. It's actually not minimum at all. So I would have to factor in like what I would do in that situation, and I have thought about it. So I do have a plan for a posse of rogue scoundrels, and it's basically just me, my dad, some of my best friends who have helped me through this game. But I also want to do a posse of like super fans. So I'll have an answer for you. That's a long way to say I don't know.
So how should Strike Central reach out to you to possibly be part of that posse?
Well, Strike Central would reach out to me the way he usually does.
Oh,
So,
okay. Super
Strike
fan.
is one of our Strike's a good guy. He's one of our regulars. He's one of our all-inners, our ride or die posse. He's been a great supporter. And he's been through it, and we've been through it with him, and he's been through it with us. So thank you, Strike, for hanging out with us. And I'll tell you what though, while I can't tell you what it would cost right now, I can tell you I will give you first dibs, my friend. First
Oh,
dibs.
beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, stay dedicated to your fandom, and yeah, you'll get first dibs. That's how you do it. Tabby Cack says, "I love this white guy. He is popping off, and it's refreshing and exciting." I agree. In fact, this is kind of how I imagine our future show, which I keep calling the War Room, but I want to
Ooh.
name than that. But I really want to hit up topics, and I've said this in a couple of the last streams with publishers and retailers, like that people don't touch without a PR stick that's like super long, right? Like
Mhm.
AI art and AI game design and
Uh-huh.
AI everything, right? Tariffs for real. Like, what is it? Everyone's real effect because there's so many different ways it's affecting things. COVID in general and how it affected the industry, and then any other like hot topic that the fans want to know behind the curtain, because I've obviously sat there and published, and there's a
You
lot of
should call this show canceled because that's what it's
yeah.
gonna
Well,
be.
so, I mean, but to be honest, like I think it's time for an open conversation of like sometimes everyone's right. Sometimes every single opinion is actually right. It's just how
Uh-huh.
did it affect everyone differently? Because the timing for like your Suez Canal situation, I remember that, and I was like, oh, thank God, I got my containers at $5,000 a pop, and I beat the Suez Canal. I was like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
right, but not everybody did, obviously. I also beat the customs pricing. I got lucky, but not everybody got lucky. Timing matters a lot in business, and it's completely unexpected. Like there's no way anyone can predict an accident, right? Or
And
a
something,
pandemic.
and speaking of accidents, some things are just our fault. Like we got when our expansions finally came in, I realized very quickly that during one of my final drafts of the packages, I was arranging like the little logos and like the safety things around, and I accidentally put the barcode on top of the made in China graphic. And the entire shipment of like 30,000 units got flagged by customs,
Yep.
held in a warehouse for 2 months, collecting that bloated
Or,
storage fees. I had to negotiate with customs for those 2 months to get them to temporarily release the container to a warehouse that was customs bonded in Atlanta. I had to drive up there with my wife, then fiance, and and graciously, it was Bridge Distribution, and the guys over there were really great, and they graciously allowed me to basically camp out in their warehouse
and
while I
stickers.
manually labeled every single item. And so I had to do that. There was costs involved, the Airbnb, the gas, the travel, there was the transportation of the container, and they still charged me. It was like $20,000 for storage for the 2 months for 2 months of storage, 20 grand. So
Yep.
yeah, it's just, but it was my fault. It was my fault because I
Yeah,
didn't look at my
these
damn
are
PDF
these
files.
are those unexpected parts of our margins, right? And I could go into all the war stories of this stuff. Shane in the chat, he's running the stream behind the scenes. He was there on some of these, but I always said I was cursed by water because anytime there was like an ice storm or a flood or anything, and it was a lot of times in West Texas or in Vegas, it would always hit my product in my warehouses and hit everything. Or there's 2 times I was hauling product either to a convention or picking it up from a fulfillment center and got in a blizzard in Texas, which is like the 2 blizzards in Texas in my lifetime. Between West Texas and Dallas, we had a national championship at the South Point here, which is that's where they do the rodeo national championships. We had a championship there, and out of nowhere, my whole team is sleeping, and we're in the hotel rooms, and one of us wakes up in the room and gets out of bed to go to the bathroom or something, and steps into a pool of water and wakes up. Everybody's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Did somebody like leave the tub on or something? Like, what happened?"
It's called a roof, Jason. Okay, it's like a hat for your house. All
No,
right,
no,
you should
no.
look into
See,
it.
we had a roof. We've always had these roof things that were invented a while ago. But no, the neighbors, something happened to the neighbors. It flooded under our hotel room into our room, and we were packing out pre-orders for retailers because we couldn't stop business just to go to tournaments. So we had all our product on the floor in boxes ready to ship out with all the
Yep.
invoice numbers and everything. Like it was hundreds of orders, all completely destroyed, and nothing we could do about it. And just there's infinite of these stories, and
Have
it
you
is.
considered making a small sacrifice to Poseidon, the god of the ocean and water?
I probably should. I am an Aquarian, which has aqua in the name, but
There you go. That's the universe.
and this is the kind of thing I love talking about because the behind the scenes and the struggles. If you just don't give up, it's a fun thing. If you don't give up, you can't fail. You only fail when you quit. So
You
guess
only
what?
fail when you quit.
If you
That's right.
never quit, you cannot fail, no matter how
Right.
bad you're doing the whole way up or
That's
down.
right.
Until you quit, you are not a failure. So keep that in mind. That is the quote from Jason of the day. I'm going to give out a reminder real quick. There is a bonus XP giveaway today of 1,000 High Noon XP. So be sure to scan the QR code below and sign up for the event. If you don't do that, you do not get to be part of the wheel spin. Only the people in this event get to be part of that chance to win 1,000 bonus XP. There is a 10,000 XP exclusive miniature on the High Noon store right now that you can only get with XP points. That is a thing that we have is there's XP minimums for exclusive items or items we don't want whales to whale on. You have to participate to get certain items through XP Network. So don't forget to do that. And before we jump into maybe some more Q&A and a few more topics, we're coming in on 15 minutes left in the show. So I'm going to just do a few shout outs on XP Network. And then at the end of this, I'm going to ask you, why did you choose to work with XP Network? But before we get into that, if you are a game store, an organizer, a publisher, big or small, listen up, sign up with us, or at least get a demo, get the free trial, and learn how to get integrated with our point of sale, your loyalty program, your rewards program, your calendars, your achievements, your events, your news and notifications, your tournaments, your ticketing, your badges, your add-ons, your drops, which are coming soon, your XP wallet that's live right now, your minimum XP to limit things that are promotional items, demo items, or items that need participation to get. And don't forget, we also have a video game studio, and we have Pong of Champions out right now on Android and iOS, where you can link your XP account and get 3,000 bonus XP today. This is a limited offer. We're going to end this when the beta is over. So check that out. And drops are really cool too, because we will have publishers and retailers putting up items. They have a countdown, limited quantity items, and you can sign up to get those with XP. XP Network is here for your loyalty, your events, and your spending of XP in one big network. So we have communities coming soon, leagues and leaderboards coming soon. The entire XP Network suite is nearly finished. So I think we have like 2 more features, and we will be at Gamma, and we will be giving away lots of XP to retailers at Gamma. So if you're at the Gamma Trade Show in Kentucky, come to either of our seminars, and we're giving out a lot of product. We're giving out a lot of XP. There's over $400 of publisher promotions going to all the participating stores that sign up for the year subscription. So yeah, final reminder, become an organizer, become a retail partner, and become a publisher. Shane will help onboard you, or Josh, or any of our team. You will get the white glove service, because we are here for gamers, game publishers, game retailers, and the community. So with all that said, kind of what XP Network is in a nutshell. I've been building this for 10 years. Speaking of that foundation, this is 10 years in the making of solving a problem that I had as a publisher and a retailer and a player. So it's great. And I ran tons of events. So we solved all the problems, and most people don't have the cojones to take on a project that's this massive and this expensive that needs this type of expertise. So with all that said, why did you choose, as an indie publisher, XP Network? Like, what are some of the benefits of being our partner?
You literally just listed them. What are you talking about?
I know, right? Oh man, you really got to check out your achievement page. If you haven't seen this achievement page, it's super cool. This event is awesome that you guys did.
That was that was really fun putting together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, being trying to it's a story in itself, but like I've been struggling to build like a real solid brand ambassador program. I had something in like that was it was an affiliate program, and it looked great on paper, and like the functionality of the system was great, but I mean it's an affiliate program. Nobody was really using it. So I was trying to figure out different strategies, and again, I don't like to reinvent wheels. And a former ambassador of Steve Jackson Games had seen my game at a convention. He was like, "Man, I want to get involved. I want to support this game." And so I was like, "Great." So we had some phone calls, and he was telling me how they used to do their brand ambassador program and how they rewarded their ambassadors. And so as he's just describing this, I was like, I like that idea. I like those ideas. So, you get points for doing demos, and then you take those points and you can use it to buy product and all that good stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then they're like, well, how would we keep track of this? Well, we'd probably have to build like a system, like a spreadsheet or something. I would want to make it cloud-based. So I'd want something online that I could track the ambassadors and what they're doing. And, and so like, I was like, man, I would have to like do some serious software development on this. And I was literally getting ready to do that. I mean, I might have just gone and done an AI thing, had AI do it, but like I was going to do something. And literally, I swear to God, like I had just sat down on the computer to research this, and I got a message on Facebook from one of my close friends in this space, and one of my major brand ambassadors, who was a user of you guys, and he was like, "You've got to check out XP Network." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out. I don't know what it is, okay." And I sat down with your teammate Shane there, and he gave me the demo, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is literally everything that I was going. This is everything I wanted to make, but better, like 12 times better. Forget 10 times, 12 times." And
Better
then
margin.
it had other stuff that I wasn't even thinking of. Like I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I do need that too. Why didn't I even think of that? Like it was amazing. Like what you guys have put together, like truly is I think I even told you one point, like this is something that now it's like now this cat is out of the bag. Every publisher in like that, like this is going to be one of those tools that like everybody's going to say you can't exist without this. You want some advice, indie board game publishers? Subscribe to XP Network. There's your advice. Boom.
Yeah, so some cool things we do on that note. Yeah, all your socials are linked, your website is linked from your page, all your games are in your page. You can get followed in your page. People can follow your mailing list in your page. You can post news in your page. You can do it spammy or non-spammy. You can send emails through MailChimp or Klaviyo or just do notifications. You get notifications of your events. You can do ticketing, prize wall redemption. You get when you give XP out, everyone that got your XP, it shows up at the top of their page. So they're reminded that, hey, I have XP to spend from this publisher. It's awesome. Let's go do that. What are they doing right now? And yeah, it's anything we don't do. We're also always taking advice because this should be the one-stop suite. You should be able to get your news here, kind of like Board Game Geek and the marketplace, and we do point of sale for retail and publishers. So we even have right now in the player card at the bottom of your phone app or phone login, because we don't have an app. It's all web based because that seems to be the way of the future again. At the bottom middle, you can get your XP ID and scan that at any participating point of sale, including conventions, and automatically earn your loyalty points or automatically spend your XP right there, just like you're at
That's
Starbucks.
cool.
We're affiliated just like you have a like a airline rewards or like MasterCard or American Express, where any publisher or retailer can put up affiliate promotional products on our page, and you get to see that on the front page. Drops, like that's just a really cool thing. XP minimum spend. This was something I'm like, I don't even know if we can build this because I've never seen anything like this. Like where you limit things because so many people are like, buying out all the Pokemon cards, buying out all the rare items, all the Kickstarter stuff that comes into the store early. Like it's just whales will buy it all. So, and how do you track that? Well, guess what? We can gatekeep it by participation, which is we've always wanted to have play to win and not pay to win for most of our games. Some games don't mind pay to win, but I want a community in gaming because community is gaming. So yeah, there's so many features. I always forget all of them because there's so much we've built, and the whole suite's there. And your back end is about to be even more awesome in about 2 days, 3 days. I think Monday or Tuesday, you get like a whole new back end update and the whole new front end update. It's going to be really really cool, and I really encourage people.
I love it. And I'm a publisher. Like I'm not a retailer. I'm a publisher, and I do have a retail. But like what you're describing about what the retailers get to enjoy, that like I'm not even a retailer, and that excites me. Like
Yeah,
you're telling me no more of the stupid punch card, business card things that they got to
yeah,
stand.
all that tracking of stuff.
It's
You get
all in.
achievements, and you can do quests, and you can reward a paint night, a casual play, a demo night. It doesn't have to be
This
a
is
hardcore
amazing.
Magic tournament, right? Right
Yeah.
now, if you go to just about any store in the country, you're only going to see tournament play regularly, and
Yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
be mostly card games. Well, that's great. We also have free tournament software for all of those games, and we custom do all of your different brackets, the different way your games do it. Best of one, best of two, best of three, best of five, all the different Swiss standings, single elimination, double elimination, whatever.
Except
That's
the
all
way that except the way that I do it. Okay. Except the way that I do it.
the way you do it. We can build because we do work
That's
with
what
our
well, I
publishing
was
partners.
going into. I was going to say that but that is where your white glove treatment comes in. You guys, like that's the thing. Like your platform got me in, but you and your team kept me here. You guys got me to stay and invest. Like
We
I
really
really
appreciate that.
you inspired me to take ownership in this because you guys really have taken ownership in us. You've invested in our success. I've never faced a situation where I felt ashamed of like giving you guys a suggestion. You're very open to things, open to feedback. You guys help us with anything that we're trying to do. Like I don't know what to say. Like you're not just a platform, you're the support group, you're everything. You're the community. You're literally you are the thing. and
I
everyone seems to
love to
be
hear
on
that. I mean,
you know
again, took 10 years and lots of millions of dollars, and the best people in the entire tech industry and tabletop and video game industry to make this happen. All the stars had to align. I've been asking for this for 28 years, and I had to build it myself. Right? I tried it multiple times with third parties. I spent $500,000 out of pocket to try to make just the tournament stuff work for me, and that went nowhere with a third party developer. So having the teams that built Uber and Apple TV and Apple Music and Plaid and Twitch and what's Live Nation and a bunch of video games. Like I mean, Luke Castle's on our board. He made Command and Conquer, Red Alert, Blade Runner. Yeah, with Shuffle Master, the guy that made all that stuff back in the day, and all the security side from Plaid and all the gambling is built in. So we have massive security on all of XP Network. We have a full like ledger as if it was a bank for XP, just because we can. We protect data. So yeah, it's done the right way. And then we also have like all these awesome publishing partners. And yeah, the board is really, really great. I was in tabletop for a long time. John Grams did a lot of legwork on this too, who was the vice president of Fantasy Flight and Asmodee for decades. I bought my first trading card game from him at Jasco, and him and Steve Horvath. I can't shout out them enough. I wouldn't be here today without them. And going in full circle back, there's another cool feature on your affiliate programs, or for at least for your what did you call them?
deputies.
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 Everyone has their scouts and privateer press
Yeah.
gangers. There's so many things. There's the demo team, but the deputies. The cool thing we do for publishers is when you have Shopify, you can have multiple Shopify stores. So you can have a public-facing Shopify store. What we highly recommend is a deputy store. So when they go out, they get special stuff for being a deputy, and they get deputy XP. And then your retailers can have their own store where they buy wholesale and get their demo product and their point of sale stuff and their window clings. So a lot of our publishing partners have like Catalyst and Modifius and a few others. I think Trivium does this live right now with their TCG. They promote all that point gathering that you were talking about, where you don't have to have an Excel spreadsheet to figure it out and then manually go through and go like, what did everybody get?
Yeah.
You earn achievements, and you do
Yeah.
referral programs, and you do and we're automating more and more right now, by the way. So a lot of this is going to be just completely automatic. Right now, to issue XP for events, you can either just everyone after the event is done gets it, or I can manually say, oh, that person left, or they were sick, it was snow day, and these people get their XP and manually click it. I can gift XP, and when I say you too, every one of our partners have their own XP and link their Shopify and their loyalty and all that stuff. You can just give it to people and be like, hey, if you're saving up for the Switch 2 on the XP store, go for it. And we also made sure to stay extremely neutral. I think that was the key that a lot of publishers have failed at, because you have all these, you have WPN, and you have the Konami, and you have the Bandai networks, and you have whatever it is, Asmodee's infinite different play networks. We don't mind if you use all of those, even though we offer what they offer too. We let you link your player IDs from every company and just go straight to them. We don't mind. That's about the community, not taking your tournament software or whatever else. So yeah, think about this for your deputy program, though, because it is a really cool way to say, hey, if you want to be a deputy, not only are you getting deputy XP, you're not only getting your referrals this way, I'm going to give you your achievements, and you're the only one that has deputy XP because you got it. It's pretty cool.
I'm definitely going to have to explore this.
Yeah. I think our biggest problem right now is that we do too much. we are not afraid of scope creep. We want to be the all-in-one network for
you can do that as long as you have that one big thing that you do very well, which you guys do, which is XP.
In fact, the XP and the network, right? Those two things make XP network.
Yeah, it's no, this is your I love your platform. I'm honestly, like when I was asked to come on, I was honored to be here just to hang out. Because awesome. you guys truly are some of the greatest minds in this industry, and that comes from my many weeks in this industry and my vast minutes of knowledge.
You're underselling yourself. You've been around. and you've learned. There's all those lessons you told me, like some of it's PTSD, but those are real. You really learned from it. And like I said, every lesson has a cost. There's no education without a cost. You explained that perfectly. And we're coming up on time, so we do have a wheel spin. Shane, are we ready to give out 1,000 bonus XP? I think the most bonus XP we've done since Catalyst.
I love it. I love hearing that. Let's do it.
Second largest XP dump in XP history so far.
High Noon, baby. Make that. That's got to be a banner. Okay, that's an achievement. I'm going to give you guys an achievement for giving out the highest amount of XP.
That is amazing. All right, here we go. So ready to rock and roll. Let's spin the wheel. I always do sound effects. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know who won yet. I got to read the chat. We don't have the graphics here, guys. I have to explain that every time.
I can't see anything, so.
Santi 1 wins 1,000 bonus XP. That's XANTI, the number 1. Congratulations. You now have 1,000 bonus XP. Go get your High Noon board game with that. That is a great discount off of the product. So amazing. Amazing. And yeah, just as a reminder, I'm going to be posting up 7 different unique, never released playing card decks, poker decks for the Wizard of Oz. We've got Alice in Wonderland, Edgar Allan Poe, which I love all of the Poe stuff personally, and a Dragons deck partnership with Drew from Norse Foundry. It was a fun little project. We do want to do these at some point, make all the other poker stuff that we planned, but we're all doing a lot of things. So, and I do have a question, Dwight. How's your orthogonal movement doing?
What is that? What is even orthogonal? What is this word? Stop using made up words. It's forward, backward, left, right. This actually it's orthogonal and heck. This is an inside joke from a troll. I appreciate it. I love you, whoever you were that said that. My orthogonal movement is doing just fine. It's right. It's hanging out right over there with all the other words that I refuse to use in this space or make popular.
I love
# make regular normal language great again.
Orthogonal and diagonal. I mean, come on. Anyway, I couldn't read it the first time, so that's how you know. But it's funny because Shane is directing in the background. He said, "I don't know if this is a troll question, but." So Strike Central, thanks for that one.
Oh yeah, okay, Strike. Yeah.
I hope everybody had a blast hanging out with Dwight and myself here on the High Noon Hour on XP Network. I have to say I had a blast. It's always great to talk to publishers.
This was fun.
This was great storytelling. So we got to do it again. We got to get you on whatever we're going to end up calling the War Room show. I hope that doesn't stick because it could be a way cooler name than that. Thanks for influencing me to wear my cowboy hat. I did live in Texas almost my whole life, so I've got cowboy boots and hats and stuff, but they don't come out a lot here in Vegas for some reason. We have the Rodeo World Championship once a year. It is really hot most of the time, except for this week. It's been very hot. So, but yeah, thank you all. Enjoy your XP. Check out the cards, and yeah, go spend some XP on High Noon's Shopify right now. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeehaw!